All right, everybody. I want to welcome you to Stream Like a Boss TV. I'm Tanya Smith with Get Noticed with Video and Stream Like a Boss TV, as you see on the screen. And I am super excited because I have a special guest that we're going to be talking to tonight. We're going to talk to her about video. We're going to talk to her about her business. I cannot wait to introduce LaTara Venise, also known as, she's going to get on me, BB. But y'all don't get to call her that. That's reserved for a very special person. Hey, Mr. Scott Benedict in the house. It's good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for showing up. I am going to say this for those of you who do not know me. If you are brand new to the show, I want you to go ahead and type in #newbie. And if you've been around here before, you've seen us on any of the channels where we're streaming right now, type in #OG. What we do each and every week is we teach you how to leverage live stream video so that you can serve more people, stand out online, and sell more of your services. So I'm super excited that we get to be here each week. Tonight is a little bit of a different night because usually I'm live on Thursdays, but we're going live tonight because of my special guest, and I also have a commitment on Thursday that I didn't want to skip and miss you this week at all. So we're here. And we're ready. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and type in #replay as well. All right. So what I'm going to do next is I will go ahead and do our little quick video to share a little bit about myself. And then when we scoot on over, I'm going to introduce my special guest, LaTara Venise of the Color Your Soul. I got to tell you more about Color Your Soul company. Okay, so more to come in just a second. We'll see you right back. Get your notepad and your pen and your favorite drink of water, tea, or coffee, or whatever you prefer, and we'll see you in just a second. Welcome, Miss LaTara Venise.
Hey, Tanya, I'm glad to be here.
I'm so excited that I get to talk with you in this forum, girl. Look, I'm going to introduce you, but then my first question has to be, what's not in the bio? So I'm going to go ahead and do a cheat sheet for everybody and let you know I'm going to read the bio. But we want to know a little bit more about you because you are an amazing woman. I've known you for some time on social media.
Oh, yeah.
But now we get a chance to talk a little bit more. And we got to explore BB too.
Yes, we do.
We have to talk about this. So LaTara Venise is the CEO of the Color Your Soul Company, a personal and professional development company with a focus on offering kingdom-focused solutions, strategies, and structure to entrepreneurs who are ready to build, scale, sustain thriving businesses. The highlight of her life is being a caretaker of a mother. Your mom is so funny.
She is.
She is hilarious. Who makes her laugh daily. She makes everybody laugh daily.
Yes.
A mother to 2 grown sons who are not afraid to speak the truth to her soul. And a BB to her first grandchild, Gianna Joy, who is just beautiful. In her periods of rest and relaxation, you're going to find LaTara gardening, watching the ID channel, napping, or cooking with love. So I'm really, really thrilled, and I'm so honored that we get to be here with you tonight. So tell us what's not in the bio.
Well, this is something that a lot of people know, but a lot of people don't, is in my younger years, I actually used to briefly date someone from NWA before they were NWA, when they were with another group. And I'm not going to say who. That's it. That's all.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Look,
yes.
Jada said, Mama is so funny. Love her and baby Gianna. I know. Yes, they are the most fun. Mm-hmm. And look, she's just giving us these little tidbits of things. That's hilarious. Okay, ma'am, we got to focus a little bit more on we need more goodies about you. So how did you get started on the business path you're on? I mentioned Color Your Soul. So how did you come up with that, and what is that about?
that's a whole flow. I woke up one day and realized, oh my gosh, I have a whole different business, because I actually used to be a brand marketing person, right? I used to help people brand and then build their visibility around it. Back when
Yeah.
social media was just getting started and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I was a part of mompreneurs back then, like 2006. For a few years. And then things began to shift because I was a broke coach, Tanya, and I was like, this is not working.
Girl. Good
This is
girl.
not working. I could brand, but I didn't value my work, not my worth. I didn't value what I had to offer.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent some time in Shay Bynes' lap almost. That's my mentor. And before I knew it, I had a whole new business. And I'm like, I'm not coloring, like I'm not branding businesses. I'm branding souls. And really it was my own experience and my own walk that got me to this place. And one day I just was like, wow, this emotional immaturity thing that is in my heart and my mind, I have to talk to other people about, because that's what Color Your Soul really deals with, is the emotional part of who we are and how it shows up in business for the most part. And that's how I got here. It's like, really, one day I woke up, and my sons can tell you, I was in the corner at this table right here in front of my desk, hyperventilating, saying, I don't have the same business anymore. It's like totally different. I had a whole different structure of how to do business. It's a trip.
Yes. Yes. It is a trip, but you know what? That
Mhm.
happens to so many of us that have been around for a while. And like you
Yeah.
said, 2006, I think I came on the scene about 2007 ish and was doing some
Hmm.
brand marketing and that kind of thing too, and really in the career coaching field. And I'm far, far, far from that now.
Hmm.
So I love that you shared that this transformation came upon you and in your business. Now, tell me a little bit about how you got started into using video. How recently was that? And how recently did that become a part of your business marketing strategy? And why?
I think the minute we were able to start going live on Facebook is like, that's really kind of when it started. But what I found is over time, I became more focused on using it for marketing, because for me, marketing is storytelling. That's how I market. So being able to go live gave me the option to tell stories and to share my experience, because if I'm helping people to color their souls, I need to tell my story about my soul as well too, right? I can't have these mountaintop moments and not share the valley experiences. And so being able to come on and tell my story, as opposed to writing these long posts, which is what I used to do, right? And every now and then I still do. It just became easier for me
Yeah.
to get on video. It was hard at first, right? But it became easier. Now, when we got to the reels part, though, Tanya, I was like, okay, well, how do I take a 30-minute video and
Girl.
make
Right.
a 15-second reel? Then they went to 30 seconds. I said, oh, this is good. I can do 30 seconds.
Look, it's long now. 30
Right. It's
seconds.
longer. So it's been a whole other way of marketing, but I believe in relationship marketing. So that's another reason why getting into it was really important for me.
So tell me about that, a little bit about, especially because of the fact that you work with people on such an emotional and deep
Mhm.
level. What do
Mhm.
you talk about when you're coming up with your plan for what you're going to say on your reels in 30 seconds or
Mm.
less? How
Well,
do you know?
a lot of times it's from watching people, like watching their experiences online. A lot of the content I get is from reading comments and posts, and how people are going back and forth, and I'm just like, this is, we need to do some emotional work around this, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I come up with these topics around that. It comes from conversations with my mentor. I'll talk about her a lot, Shay Bynes, or my dealing with people like Jada is one of my mentees. These conversations I have, that's how I come up with the different reels. My own experiences. I talk a lot about me and my children and our path, and that it just comes from the experiences of life. That's how I come up with my content.
So do you dance? I'm
I,
just
you know,
curious.
I did like in one video. It was me and my son, and I had it all set up, right? Like when I first started with the reels, I was like, okay, I got to do these trend things, I guess. I got to, and
Yeah.
there's that one where the lady is like, oh no, wait a minute. I said, we're going to do that one, son. And he was all for it,
It's like,
you
yeah.
know? And over time, I was like, okay, I'm not really getting any followers. And the people who are following me, they're following me for this funny stuff. But when I get the messages, they're like, yeah, I'm not there for that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
so I stopped being so trendy.
Well, look, you have a fan,
Hey,
Miss Carla.
Carla.
Love, love. Hey, look, we all love her. We all do.
Oh,
We love her, and that's one of the reasons why I had to make sure to invite you, because I know that you are real. And I did. I think I saw the dance, but like you, I was concerned, and I was concerned about people following for the purpose of the entertainment and missing the
right,
message,
right,
right?
right.
So I
Mm-hmm.
love that you're so clear on what you talk about and how you're coming up with these different ideas. And you said something that I think is really key, and that is that you were able to, instead of writing out these really super long blog posts, you just
Mm-hmm.
speak it out now.
That's it. That's it. I just speak it out. And it's so much, for me, it's so much easier. And I've come to accept that the camera, and I'm not trying to be cocky, y'all, because, I always tell people I'm cute, but I don't try to be cocky. I get it from my mama and my daddy, okay? I get it from them. I get it from them. Uh, but the camera likes me, right? It,
Yes.
it loves me. And so it's like, well, hey, if it's working, get used to it. It would take
Yeah.
my son and other people to go, you're really good on camera. And I'll go, I am, because I move my hands a lot now, because that's
Mm-hmm.
just me.
Yeah.
And early on I would try to like keep my hands but I'm sitting on them and I'm going, this is not working. This is not me. So video lets me be who I am.
Yes. I love that too, because I think a lot of people don't realize the power of video when you enjoy what you're doing.
Yes.
It just magnifies that passion. It magnifies that enthusiasm that you have, LaTara, as somebody who is, you're operating in your zone. Like, this is your gift. What you
That's
do
it.
is a gift. And because you're operating in that space and you're happy about what you're doing, it's shining through on the video. That's why the camera loves you, girl.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
And I see
You're
some,
right.
look, LaTara is a wealth. Look, people know.
Oh, hey, Jaquita, thank you so much,
They
doctor.
know.
She's gonna be a doctor.
All right,
Love
doctor.
it,
All
doctor.
right. And Jada said, I love my big sis. Our
Yes,
relationship
that's my
has
little
changed my life.
sis.
And see, that's the
Yes.
thing when you're changing and transforming lives through what you talk
Hmm.
about, and you're happy and you're full of joy and your soul is colorful. Look,
Yes.
I got to get
Yes.
that in there. When that's happening, that's going to show up, and that's why it looks so wonderful on you. And I
Mhm.
love that you stepped out on faith and just did this video thing, because, yeah, it does fit you well.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. I would podcast, and I was like, oh, that ain't it. I want people to see me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even so much so, even with like all of my calls, I set up Zoom because
Yeah.
I want people to see me and I want to see them.
Yeah.
So I just think that video is, when they say video is here to stay, it ain't going nowhere. So people got to get used to it. So
So, we got to talk about one thing that
what's
people
that?
need to understand is that it wasn't all roses, right?
Mm.
So, was there a roadblock or two that you found when you decided you were going to put Color Your Soul out there and use video to really communicate your message? What were some of the roadblocks or things that you found were obstacles?
Jada's on here. I had a whole roadblock yesterday. So a whole roadblock. I think that for me, the biggest obstacle originally was, because I used to be one that would get on video and I would do this. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to people while I'm playing with my hair and looking at my lips, right? So, it was like, do I look good? Am I looking okay? And are they gonna accept or receive what I say? It was the mask that I tried to put on to show up on video because I thought, you know, I had to be all made up every time. Listen, this is a rarity now. The makeup I have on now, it's only because I wanted to be cute for Tanya. That's it. Cute up for Tanya,
She's
right?
super cute, super cute. I'm just gonna say that. Go
No,
ahead.
but normally I don't like, it's not me every day to wear makeup.
Yeah,
I don't always have my hair this neat. Sometimes it's in a messy little bun. And I had to learn how to be comfortable with I don't look a mess. I look fine. I have
yeah,
a message to deliver. It's about the message I have to deliver. Yes, look presentable. But LaTara, you don't have to go in there and put on lipstick and eyeliner and all the other kind. That's not you. You don't have to do that every time you get ready to go live. But early on,
yeah.
oh girl, my hair had to be done. Don't let no gray be in it. I wasn't going live. Not at all. But now you guys will see me, like in between dye. I'm sorry, in
Yes.
between color treatments. You'll see the
Yep.
gray. You'll see I had to get comfortable. But now my biggest hurdle is when I'm presented with a new topic that I have to talk about. And I'm like, okay, I'm just really studying this topic myself, or, this is something that I don't know. Like this week, I'm talking about networking, right?
Yeah.
And Jada sits with me every week. Listen, y'all better listen. I'm gonna pump my girl up. She sits with me Monday mornings now and helps me to literally have the points ready,
Yeah.
have everything ready for my video. Okay, you're gonna do this day, this that day. It really helps me, especially in this real game, so that I'm not on there for like 30 seconds going, I got about a whole hour more worth of content to share
Girl.
just in this 30 seconds. So she helps me to narrow it down. And so yesterday when she gave me what I was supposed to do, Tanya, it took me about 40 takes to get it done. I got it done, and some kind of way it deleted. Then I was mad and I was over on the couch about to cry. My son was like, Mom, what's wrong? I said, it just disappeared. I don't know what happened. And I told Jane, I said, it's just gone. I just quit for the day. I'm done. So I still,
Yes.
even after doing live and now reels for so long, I still get uncomfortable. But I just go through the flow. I get over myself. My son will come tell me, Mama, because again, they
Just
can
get
talk right
past
to me.
it.
Mama, come
Yep.
on, let's get over this. Come on, breathe. Now
Mm-hmm.
go. He has this. He'll do this to me. He'll do this to me. Y'all, I'm going to talk about Jesus every now and then. He'll go, Mama, maybe the Holy Spirit didn't want you to do that video. Let's get out of my face. Get out of my face. Maybe he wanted to be a little bit different.
Whoop.
I
Whoop.
was like,
Well.
and I got real quiet and I was like, who told him to have wisdom?
I know. I know. He got it from his mama. So really, come on now. Let's go. Let's go. Here,
Oh,
let me pop some of
goodness.
these comments up. If anybody has questions, please make sure to pop them in here. JP High Tech in the house. Always wonderful to see you. And Miss Virginia, you're
Hey,
here as
y'all.
well. Hey, everybody. Look, I'm loving that Jada. Now, Jada is also helping me, although I've been a bad client because I literally have had ridiculous stuff going on this past week that I can't even talk about yet until they do the press release. But I got some major stuff coming up, Miss LaTara. I'm excited.
Good. Wonderful.
So, more to come on that.
Good.
So,
Good.
look, good stories. Venise, thank you. She says, thanks for sharing. I know, because
Yeah.
sometimes we try to push through, don't we? We
Yeah.
try to make things happen. And sometimes
Yeah.
we just have to calm down and step back and think, okay, maybe I need to do it a different way.
Yes. And that's what happened. It was like I sat and I was like, okay, what did I say I wanted this week to be about? Oh, duh, LaTara, go read the email. And there are some points. He was right. I was mad at him for it, but he was right. And it flowed so much better afterwards. And I told Jade, I
Yes.
said, it's done. That's it. I don't know what it's like, but it's done. And she said, well, it was really good. I said, well, thank you, Jesus, because
Because it was just a chore to make it happen. I know.
it took me forever. So you still get nervous about. I think that if you didn't still get a little uncomfortable before sometimes, that then you flowing from a place of vanity and cockiness, and you need to go come see me so we can deal with your soul.
All right now. All right now. Okay, so if you were giving people advice,
Mm-hmm.
because you've shared a couple of nuggets that I want to pull out, but I also want to just hear from you straight out.
Mm-hmm.
What is a piece of advice you would give somebody who is just thinking about trying to go this path of doing video and even trying reels? Because again, and Jada shared this a couple of weeks ago, because I had to bring the girl Jada, our girl
Yes.
Jada, onto the
Yes.
stage too. But she talked about the fact that you don't have to dance. But what would your advice be to people about getting started with reels or just video in general?
Just get started. And I'll tell you why. Because when I first, again, remember I said I was trying to do the trends and I would listen for the latest sounds and go, oh, I could do this, and this, and this. And what I realized that people loved, Tanya, was my voice.
Yeah.
It was my marketing voice is my voice, and so it was my voice that the people wanted. So I just started doing talking heads. That's that
Mm-hmm.
talking head reels. That's what Jada calls them, right? Where I'm just talking. I just kind of do my hand like this, and I just have a conversation with the people like I would with anybody else, with my clients, my mentees, my mother, my sons. That's just be who you are, right? And I put the plain title up there in orange because orange represents bold and color your soul. And I put the orange up there and with a simple little thing, and then I say, hey, follow me. That's what I do. And
Mm-hmm.
over time, as I have began to develop my voice in reels, I add some things to it, but I had to start, so I had to get over myself and say, people love your voice.
Yeah.
Just speak it. Just get out there and talk. So that's what I started doing.
So I'm pulling out a couple of things. One, I'm hearing that you first and foremost got over yourself
Mm-hmm. Yep.
because you realized that it wasn't about the makeup, it wasn't about the hair, it wasn't about the appearance or even the dance or the music and the trends. It was really about who you are and how you're
Right.
representing who you are and what you can do for the people who are on the other side of the camera. I think that's what I'm
Yes.
hearing.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Listen, have you seen the way some of them people be dressed on TikTok? Nobody should have an issue getting on there. And then they carry it over to the more sophisticated version, which is what I
Yeah.
call Instagram, right? And I'm like, do they have on a bonnet and some pajamas? What they doing? He ain't got no shirt on. Put your shirt on, dude. I mean, have you seen it? People should not have any problem.
Yes. Yes. And you know what? To each their act. Because, hey, maybe it works. And some people have these 20,000, 40,000, 50,000
Yes.
followers and they're doing that. So, absolutely. She did say, Jada said, oh, yeah, folks be in their full blown pajamas online. It's true. But look, you know your audience
Mhm.
and you know what your audience expects of
Right.
someone who is going to be able to color their soul and help them to
Yes.
discover what color their soul is and to help them to transform into the person they're meant to be. Lindsay said, yes, they do.
Lindsay, everywhere, girl. That's my buddy right there.
Full blown pajamas. But again, if it works for them, I've always told people, do what you need to
Right.
do, but be fully present in whoever you are and who you want to be on
Yes.
camera.
Yes. When you have a young man who does these videos and he's making all this. Have you guys seen how much money that dude is?
And he doesn't
Y'all,
say a word.
he don't say a word. He where you would think that he didn't have a home. He just, that's his, and it's like, just be who you are, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, do you and let
Yvette.
it do what it do. I like her, Yvette. I like you. Do you? and let it do what it do.
I know that's right. It's true. It's true. And you know what? That's
Hmm.
the best is when you can be yourself
Yeah,
on
yeah.
video. This is one of the things that I absolutely love about video now is you remember back in the day, because LaTara, again, you said 2006 and I was
Hmm.
2007. We've been around for a minute.
Yes,
So we
ma'am.
remember the times when you had to present a certain persona. You had to
Yes.
be a little bit more structured. You had to fit in a
Hmm.
particular box. No
Yes.
longer. No
Mm-mm.
longer. You can be fully who you are. Tell me about a win. What's something that you really just got excited about as it relates to your business or video? It could be either one, but something that you're really excited about, LaTara, that just touched your heart or that made you say, "This is I'm where I'm supposed to be right now."
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is I've lost since 2016 to today, I've lost about 130 plus pounds. And so I do this thing some Wednesdays when I'm at my son's gym because he runs a gym. And I do these things called, yeah, yes. I do these things called, of course, Wellness Wednesday because that's one of the popular things to do on Wednesdays, right? And I did a video of me for the first time, like with a tank top, with my arms, because
Mhm.
my son, I feel like telling my son, I'll be like, and the cottage cheese is still here, but it's going away. It's like, oh man. And he goes, Mom, it takes time. You didn't gain all that weight overnight. It takes time to get the muscles, going. And I just did it, and I did this video, and I was like, I'm just gonna start doing videos with me in my tank top. I'm super comfortable with my arms now. They're not where I want them to be, but I'm comfortable and I'm learning how to love my body. And
Mhm.
so for me, it's like these self-image things. And then to see, after Jada's on here, I think it hit like 16,000 views. And I was like, whoo, do you see that, Jada? And I mean, it was like every hour, thousand. I was like, what
Yes.
is going on? And then to realize that people were being motivated. Because see, my brand is me, and I am my
Yes.
brand. I am the Color Your Soul company. And so the transparency and the vulnerability that the company brings to the forefront is
Mhm.
from me. So I think that those vulnerable videos that get all of those views and make people go, thank you, or congratulations, or to go, wow, people are really inspired and motivated by just me showing
Yeah.
what's going on with the cottage cheese in my arms, so
Mhm. Mhm.
and me going, oh, y'all see them shoulders, look at them shoulders. But to be able to celebrate not just by myself but with everybody, and then
Yes.
people to go, you are such an inspiration, how did you get to where you get to? And then we can start talking
Yeah.
about that, the soul. That
Yes.
is what I think that is like the biggest win for me, not the weight loss, but the inspiration, the influence, and the impact as a result
Yes.
of how I share.
Oh yeah. I got to show some of these comments because I think this is resonating with people. And look, Venice said authenticity
Absolutely.
and transparency always works.
Yes,
People want to
yes,
relate to people just like them. Exactly. So when
yes.
they see your struggles, right, then they're
Hmm.
willing to also dive in and explore and evaluate. Here's what's going on with me, and how, if I can see her making movement and getting momentum, this could happen for
Yes.
me too. I love that.
Yes. And let me tell you, I will comment on people's posts who I see like exercising now and everything. And almost every time they go, I'm doing this because of you. Thank you.
Yes.
I'll go in the corner and cry after they say it. But it's just like, oh my God, just man, just show up, right?
Yeah.
And I just listen, I am liking Yvette C. Lee music. I'm at to find her. I
You got to
like her.
find her. She's on YouTube. Yes. Yes. She said, I call mine guitar strings.
Yes.
And look, I see a question that we probably
Mhm.
need to have you answer. What made you know exactly who your ideal clients were? How did you know?
Showing up, being visible, having the conversation, being consistent in how I show up. I was just talking to one of my mentees earlier about her frustration around her whole the marketing and finding her audience, and I was like, yeah, but if you don't keep showing up, you'll never know.
That's an
I mean,
excellent point.
there's no secret to it. Show up, be visible, and be consistent in how you're going to be visible.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I would add too, besides the showing up thing, is that you'll over time, if you keep doing this, if you're committed, just like LaTara is saying, what will happen is you'll discover the people who really resonate with you.
Yes, that's what
And
happens.
people start to self qualify to be in your
Mm-hmm.
space or self
Mm-hmm.
disqualify from being in your
Yes.
space. It's one of the reasons why I got past this whole idea of people unsubscribing from my mailing list and that kind of thing, because I was like, oh, that is the list adjusting and right sizing itself.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's
And that's
people
it.
opting in and
Yes.
opting out and deciding, hey, this is where I belong or I don't belong in that space. And I love
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yes. Yes.
She says, so the comments from the masses gave you confidence. I don't know if
I
that's.
I think what gave me confidence, it wasn't the because if you know me, I'm gonna be nice on here tonight. If you know me,
Go ahead and be you. It's okay.
I really don't at this stage of my life, I really don't care what people say. That's why we have so many issues on social media because everybody want to get
Yes.
offended and they too sensitive. They need to come sit on my couch too. I'm gonna help them get over that. And for me, I don't. I have tough skin now. Early on, I
Yeah.
didn't have tough skin, and I think
Yep.
that's what built my confidence is the tough skin. You know, learning how to hush, Lindsay, learning how to I think that carrying my voice where it needs to go every day is what gave me the confidence. The more that I talked, the more I showed up, the more, it was like, well, it's out there now. What I'm gonna do, right?
Yeah.
And like Kenya said, what happened over time is I started getting the inboxes and the emails and how do I work with you? What does that look like to work with you?
Look
And
what Scott
so
said. I want to be on your couch. I know that's right, Scott. Me too.
listen, Scott, my couch is tough. It's good though. But and so it wasn't necessarily the people as much as it was just continually carrying my voice because sometimes a reel might only get 40 likes. Another time it might get 10,000K. So if I was concerned with that, I probably would have gave up a long time ago because algorithms can be ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. And you
So
can't do it for the numbers, right? Okay. So, one of
mm-mm,
the things you heard her say, I want you to really kind of pay attention to this, is that it is not about, she didn't go in saying, well, I want to hit these numbers.
mm.
She came in, did her thing, spoke her truth, and then the numbers came and she was surprised. Like,
Yeah,
wait, that's a pleasant surprise. Look what happened
yeah, look
for me
at that.
just being real. She didn't go in with, and that's the thing. I think the reverse of that is what a lot of people tend to do. They go in
Hmm.
saying, how can I be viral?
Yeah, yeah,
Versus, how can I serve through the message I'm going to share? And I
right.
feel like you got to come at it from that angle in order to really bless somebody else with what you have to say to the point to where
Yes.
they're realizing, oh, and then the numbers come.
Yeah. Listen, when I first got on TikTok and I got my first 10 followers, I wanted to turn gorilla flips. I was like, oh, look, I got 10 followers. Right. And then, like today, or was it yesterday? I told Jade, I said, I hit 200. I hit 200.
Yes.
Right? It's not about the number of followers, right? It's just like an email list. If you have an email list of 100 people, trust me, you can make money on that. Ask me how I know, because I ain't never had a big list. But when I nurture it and I show up, they go, oh, okay. So
There
that's all
she
I'm
is.
doing is I'm nurturing, right? The reels. I'm nurturing my voice. I'm nurturing the people through my reels. And I
Mm-hmm.
just continually nurture in the moment and through the process. Listen, when I did that reel yesterday, I had no idea what it was going to do. But today, I'm like, wow, people sharing it? Whoa, people really
Yeah.
like this reel. I must have really said something.
And not only that, LaTara, you are consistent. I see your
Yes.
stuff all the
Mm-hmm.
time. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell on myself and say, I can tell when I'm not consistent
Yes,
because
me
I
too. I can
don't get
tell.
the same views, but you're
Mm-hmm.
consistent and you push
Mm-hmm.
through. And that I think is really getting you that visibility. There's
Mm-hmm.
a couple, hey, Mr. Hart, Stephen Hart in the house.
I saw my brother Mike Davis, my brother from another
Yeah.
mother.
All right, Mike
Hey, Mike.
Davis. Yvette, okay, she asked, how do you control other things from getting in the way of what you need to do? I'll have in mind I'm going to record some music. Instead, I end up doing something different. That's a good question. How do you stay on track, LaTara?
Let me tell you, Yvette, I'm a very free spirit, right? And trust me, it is hard. It was hard for me to get disciplined. But what I learned is, let me take my glasses off. I don't have to read now. What I learned is what I learned, it's about that consistency again, and knowing that, okay, you need to make sure that I have this thing that I do, Tanya, and I teach. It's called structure for your season. So you
Mm-hmm.
know when it's time for you to share. It's not about scheduling, it's about creating a flow for your day and for your life, and so that you have room for the distractions. You
Yeah.
have room for the distractions because they come. But when you know it's time to sit down and do that thing, like when I'm done with you guys, guess what I got to do? Jada's expecting a video today. I'm scared Jada might tell me off one day, and if I don't show up. And I was just talking to my mentor Shay earlier, and I said yesterday I had thanked her. Was it this morning? I said thank you for pushing me, and the reason why is because she's pushing me to be more disciplined, because she knows that a part of the reason why, like, I make pretty good money, but I
Mm-hmm.
could make way more money if I was more disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things I remember her saying to me is, so when you do reels, what do how do you come up with did you plan them? I said, no, I'm inspired. I'm just inspired. Right. And she said to me, and this was earlier this year, she said, well, can you do me a favor and plan them out? Like, sit and plan how you're going to show up. And I was like, that's crazy. What do you mean? Sit and plan it, right? So I'm going to go Jesus again real quick here. I'm going to go faith here real quick. So what I realized is I wanted to be inspired by the Holy Spirit to show up. But God is a God of order. And so therefore, it's like if you plan something, he's going to order how you should show up in that. And I was like,
Mm.
okay, God, all right, I get it. You want me to be disciplined. I'm going to get this because you have somewhere for me to go, right? And here's something too. I think her name is Yvette, right? Was it Yvette?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yvette. Here's the
Yep.
thing too, is that when we allow distractions to get in the way, we put a pause on capacity, because we all have a capacity. We all have an amount we can give and take. And when we get stuck in those distraction ruts, then what can happen is, again, we miss the opportunity to move further into our capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're missing blessings and we're missing opportunities. I'm not trying to miss no blessings and opportunities. I
Mm.
want to show up. That's
She
just where I
says
am.
she has got her hymn book and getting ready to throw it at you. Wait, I got to go back to some of these too. Stephen Hart, Mr. Hart, no, this is not StreamYard. This is Ecamm. I'm using Ecamm tonight. Jada said the planning part gets you every time.
Every time. Again, I'm a free
And
spirit.
look, what you talking about? Discipline. Ooh, ouch. I know that's right. Me too. I'm not even gonna lie. Some days I am inspired, but not in a good way.
And I still have my moments of inspiration when it's like, oh, this is good. Let me do a video on this real quick. But for the most part, I'm learning to plan it out. And it doesn't have to be, I'm not one of those, you know, cross every T and dot every I. I ain't got time for all of that. I have time for excellence and for getting it as right as it can be in that moment. And then I just do it. I just, okay, let me go for this. Let me plan this out. Again,
Yeah.
talking about networking this week, and the way I'm talking about networking, and what, and it's all leading up to a sale, right? But talking about the networking piece and how important it is, and that's a topic I've never really spoke on. So I'm really planning it out. Some things, like, I can talk to you all day long
Mm-hmm.
about your emotional mess, and I don't have to script hardly anything for that. But for what I'm doing this week, I need something that's a little bit more refined. You know, even on the stuff like emotional, mess or whatever, sometimes I have to write down those 3 points so that I get it done. Because I always talk
Yeah.
about 3 points for the most part in
Mm-hmm.
every video that I do. 3 points, one, two, three.
Yep. I'm the same. And you
Mm-hmm.
know what I love about what you're saying is that it really is that happy place. You know me, you know the way I work, and I'm very structured in my thinking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But
You are.
sometimes she knows this. Jada knows it too. I'm structured, but sometimes, and what I've realized over time, especially in these last couple of years, sometimes that can hold you back. And it
Yes.
has to be that blending of the two approaches
Mm-hmm.
that you just talked about. And that's why I love that you shared that you have that inspiration, that like
Mm-hmm.
realness,
Yeah.
but then you also recognize the balancing act of having that
Mm-hmm.
plus the structure in the planning part. And I
Yes.
think that's the hard part. Some of us are going to come in on one side or the other,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we just need to all recognize that there's a happy medium.
Yes. Yes, there is. And it takes practice.
Yeah.
Don't like, shoot yourself in the foot or hit yourself upside the head. My
Yeah.
youngest, I always laugh. I used to go. I said, "Child, you come a long way." Because when he would get emotionally unwound, he would do this. You don't have to do all of that. Just breathe, do it. And
Yes.
if you have to go deal with your mess because you like, I didn't do a good job, like I did yesterday. I had a whole meltdown.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? It's okay. Allow that moment to happen. But then, like my son said, breathe and turn that camera on and get it done.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Get it done. Look, if anybody is listening, if this is something that you've had on your heart that you need to do some video, but you just have not stepped out there to do it yet, I
Mm-hmm.
want you to hear how we're speaking this. We're speaking real. Like we're
Yeah.
telling you the real deal, that it's not about, oh, either one of us came in with this, everything was perfect and it was laid out. No, it has been a challenge, but we've continued and been consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to step out there first. You got to turn the camera on in order to start doing the video. Turn the camera on. If you've been wondering, how do I get started? Turn the camera on and let's go. And then you can start bringing all these different elements into play. And the more you do it, the more consistent you are. You'll start adding in the planning. You'll start adding in the right gear. You'll start putting together, your scene and all those things. And Stephen said earlier about the momentum, right?
Yeah.
But you have to start somewhere. So please just
Mm-hmm.
get started.
Yeah.
Just
That's the
start.
just a step. Just start, and it's again, and then one day you may not want to wear pajamas. You may want to actually put on a leisure suit when you do your video. You might want to do
Hey.
something a little bit different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because the more you do it, then the more you go, okay, well, what's this button for? Y'all get where I'm
Yeah.
coming from? Like, what's this button for?
Yep.
Hmm. You're not gonna blow up the world with your video.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. And if anybody has questions, now's the time to go ahead and ask. And yes, Jada, it is real. We try to be real. I know I only bring the realist on my show. All of
And I'm
y'all
gonna say
know.
I'm real. I'm real, y'all.
You can level up for the pajamas. Just turn on the camera first. I know that's right. Y'all, I used to be that person with the business suits and all that stuff, right? Way back.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to feel like I had to have this persona on. And eventually it got to the point to where this lady was like, you know, one of the reasons why I like following you is because you just wear t-shirts and baseball caps. Then I was like, oh, I probably need to
Oh.
step it up a little bit, but hey, that's cool too. What is any other advice you want to give people? Or because here's what I'm getting ready to do is I want to talk about Color Your Soul and what is coming up next for you. Let's do that. Let's talk about
Okay.
you. What's coming up in
Um,
the business? What are you excited about?
wow. Color Your Soul is, it's like it has a mind of its own. I have to hurry up and catch it because it takes off running for the goal. And I'm like, hey, you leaving me behind. I
That's how it works.
but Color Your Soul, the company, I had to get used to that first and go, oh, wait a minute, I'm a whole CEO. Wait, hold up. I'm just not that just yeah, I did that. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Yes,
I'm not just a small, I'm a whole CEO. Jesus, what we doing here?
I know.
And once I began to like really accept that, and I started watching the little pieces and putting all of the pieces together, and I have a great team. Jade is a part of my team, and really just kind of relinquishing some of the fear to surrender to the people on my team. And I started watching my programs come together and everything. And I realized that we really are a professional and personal development company. It's like, wait a minute, hold up. You help the whole person. Like I literally we help the whole person so that your business thrives, right?
Mm.
So because we shouldn't just be surviving. We focus on surviving, and I'm like, yeah, but that's not our portion. So what are we trying to survive for when we're called to thrive? So
Yes.
so we have a robust calendar. I'll just say that we have a robust calendar, but it's planned and it's ordered. Thank you,
All
Shay Bonds.
right.
Thank you, Shay Bonds. It's planned and it's ordered. So a lot of the things that we have coming up, like just past week, we just launched the Soul of a Coach Network for women who are in the personal and professional development fields, who kind of are really ready to do business a little bit different and really do it from a space of the soul that's healthy, because too many
Yes.
coaches are trying to coach and they lame and they cripple, and they need to be on my couch too, so we can kind of and give them an adjustment. But really the focus of the network is to teach you to be whole, right? To
Yes.
teach you how to walk whole, not perfect, whole and holistic. So everything that you are is coming along with you, because whether you want it to or not, who you are is going to show up in business. Trust me. You can put as many masks on as you want to, as you want to.
Look,
And
I had to pull up your beautiful website. So you got to
oh,
tell people
thank
where to
you.
find you, ma'am, so we can.
Yes. And everything that I do is on my site, www.LaTaraVenise.com. And I'm adding a few more pieces in there, but who I am and everything that I do is on that one simple page.
I love it. I love it. I
Uh,
love it.
and I love what I do. And again, it's a company, and companies have departments, and that's what Color Your Soul has.
Yes,
Departments.
yes, yes. Let me pop that up. Let's put that up there. Thank you, Jada. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
And she
Yes,
says the soul of a coach network is like nothing I've seen before. So good. So
it's
good.
really so
I
awesome.
knew I needed to hear more about this. I knew that we needed to
Mm-hmm.
really like share what you're up
Mm-hmm.
to. Cause like I said, I've been watching.
I
I
know you
see. I see. I pay attention. Look, I keep up with folks.
have. Mm-hmm.
And I
I know
knew
you.
you had some amazing things coming up. Tell us about
Yes.
this grandbaby. Hold up. We got to talk about grandbaby and BB. So
Oh,
she is the joy of your life.
yes. Her name is Gianna Joy, and she'll be 4 months this next week
That's
on the
crazy.
27th. That is my warrior woman preemie, right? She was a preemie born at 2.5 pounds, 15 ounces, and I remember When she came out like this. They said she came out like a superhero. And I
Ooh.
tell people it wasn't the baby, it was her mama that was in distress. The baby was like, I'm cool, let's do this. And
Mm-hmm.
she's just, that's my little buddy right there. She makes me smile. And she calls, well, she doesn't technically call me BB because she can't say that yet.
Not yet.
But you know, BB is Swahili for grandmother, so I had to have something unique because I'm unique. So I had to
Mm-hmm.
have something. You can't call me granny. They can't. She can't call me grandma. Now, if she gets older and she feels like calling me grandma, okay, or whatever.
I
But I'm
love
trying to
it.
get BB in her head.
Love it. Love it. She'll be saying
Yes,
that in
my
no
baby.
time flat. No
My
time
first
flat.
grandbaby. Yes.
So, do you have, there's two questions I have left. One is there a piece of wisdom that you want to leave the audience with? The second is going to be what I ask everyone, which is, what is one piece of video gear you cannot live without?
So the wisdom that I want to give you is this: someone needs your voice and they need your voice on video, right? um, it's time for you to, for those of you who are stuck with video, it's just time to understand that your voice is necessary because so many people are watching video now.
Yeah.
They're not paying attention a lot to the words before they watch the video. So just go live and
Let's go.
tag me when you do. I'm gonna support you. Tag me.
She will.
The equipment is my phone. It's my phone. Listen, it's this right here. So that I can say, okay, time to get pretty for the
Yeah.
camera. Hey y'all, it's me. And just do what I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do that
Mm-hmm.
real. Do
Lindsay
that real.
said, people need your voice on video. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. That's the tweetable.
That's
That's it
it.
right there. We got to get
That's
out there,
it.
y'all. We got to do it. So if you're
Yes.
struggling with that, definitely the people who have been in my space, I'm just so blessed to have had you on tonight. Thank you so much for sharing everything that you've shared. It's just, it's always right on time. I believe that the people that have been put into my community and my space of influence, you're influencing me just like I may be influencing you. And I just love that you come out with the real deal and we're not giving people fake ways about going to do video. Like
Yes.
we're
Yes.
saying, just get your message ready, get your,
Mm-hmm.
you can get your face ready. If you are a makeup queen, go for it. If you're not, that's cool too.
Mm-hmm.
But be fully who you are. I love it. Yes. And Valerie said, I agree, they need our voice.
They do. They need your voice. And then actually, Tanya was doing your live challenge, one of your challenges that helped me to really start, that sparked the real game for me. It was like, okay, so Tanya Smith said do this today. So I'm doing this. Right? That's how I started the videos. Like really, I did a few reels here or there. But when you offered up your live challenge, it was like, okay, LaTara, you know you do this. So go on and hold yourself accountable. And I did.
Yes. I got to do that more. I got to do more
Mhm.
challenges. I'm working on it. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in and for saying hello to my good friend, LaTara. There's so many people in her circle, too, who really everybody should just be on here. Teresa Horn, Jada has been on here. Oh, yes. Rosie K said, LaTara Venise, you're definitely the
Oh, that's
boss.
my Rosie.
Boss, 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 boss.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
I love it. Jada said, yeah, that's when you were popping out with the reels. I
I
love
started
it.
popping them rules. I couldn't stop once I got it. And that's that consistency because once you get it, it's like when I exercise. I don't not want to exercise.
Yeah.
So now it's like, I got to do a reel. What am I going to do today?
Look, okay, so you and Jada have just inspired me to get moving in spite of feeling tired. Look, my true boo. I will work on that. I'm going to try to catch up.
Good. That's
I'm going to
good.
work on
I'm waiting on you, Tanya. I'm waiting on you.
it. All right, girl. Thank you so much for spending time. And I'm we're gonna go ahead and say bye. Everybody, please send her some love. I know you've been doing it in the comments, and I'm watching for that. Thank you so much for showing up and for showing LaTara some love. I'm glad you dropped in too, Yvette. Look, Jada said, yes, Auntie, you got the content. I know. That's my niece right there. I've
Oh
adopted
God.
her. I've adopted her. I'm Auntie Tanya. So,
Oh goodness.
yes, thank you everybody for showing up from all the spaces
Thank
that
you
you were
guys.
able to be
Yes.
here. If you are watching the replay, then definitely pop in a replay. I want to make sure to remind you to go and visit LaTaraVenice.com. And we did show her. Let me pop that back up one more time because I want to make sure people see it right there. So LaTaraVenice.com, and you can kind of see it's gonna now you can't see it right there. I should have typed it up,
Mhm.
LaTara, but I'll put it in the description. I promise I will do that.
Okay. Okay.
All right, girl. So we're going to wrap it
All
up,
right.
folks. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. As always, I appreciate you loving on my friends, and we get to love on you too. Hopefully, something
Yes.
has inspired you to really just jump out there and start doing some video, but do it with intention and purpose. That's what we want to
Mhm.
focus on. And LaTara, Yvette says she connected on TikTok too with
All
you.
right.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. Love it. We will see you all on next week. As a matter of fact, next week I have another special guest. We're gonna do some geeking out next week on
Mhm.
Tuesday. Usually I do Thursdays, but I'm gonna be doing a Tuesday, and I have my good friend Dr. Elo in the house, and he's gonna talk about geeky things like gear. Because we just always get into video gear. But he's also going to talk a little bit about his business and his journey. So come back on Tuesday of next week. We're doing things a little bit different for the rest of this month just because of different commitments. And then after that, I'll be back on schedule for every Thursday. But again, thank you so much for joining us. And if you haven't already followed, definitely go to streamlikeaboss.tv and you'll find all my different socials. So just hang out wherever you feel led to hang out. If you like Twitter, if you like LinkedIn, if you prefer Facebook, wherever you want to hang out with us, get connected. YouTube as well. Okay, any of those spaces. And we will see you on next week in the stream. Leave your comments, leave your questions. I'll make sure LaTara gets them if you have follow ups for her. And if you have any for me as well. Take care and stay blessed. And we'll see you again next time in the stream.